I still remember the sound of her laughter, sharp, metallic and cruel. It echoed in that marble penthouse in Miami as if the walls themselves mocked me. Just a secretary who trapped my son, she cackled, waving a glass of champagne, the city lights. Caught the diamonds in her ears. $87,000. Inheritance had vanished from my account that morning, not misplaced, not hacked, but moved by her, and she was bold enough to celebrate right in front of me. I didn't flinch. I smiled because she had no idea what I had already set in motion. When I first met her, she hugged me with manicured claws and a smile too perfect to trust. "Welcome to the family," she said. I believed her. I was young still. Raw from losing my parents, my inheritance carefully sheltered in a trust was all I had. Her son, my husband, promised me safety, love, and a partnership, but behind her perfume and pearls, always felt the blade she never saw. Me as a wife, only an outsider. A threat to her empire, and yet I ignored the whispers, the smirks at dinner, the way she called me the secretary even after our vows. I wanted to believe that family ties would soften her, that love would protect me. It didn't. The first clue was a change in his behavior. My husband grew colder. His calls shorter, meetings, he would say, vanishing. For nights, I wasn't naive. I checked the accounts, and that's when I saw the trail. My trust fund siphoned through shell corporations with a signature that looked like his, but it wasn't him. It was her. I confirmed it the day I intercepted an email, her gloating to a lawyer about how the secretary's inheritance would fuel the jet. I remember staring at the screen, my chest tight, my entire family's legacy reduced to fuel for her vanity. That night, I didn't cry. I poured myself a drink, stared at the skyline, and whispered, "You stole from the wrong woman." Rage wanted me to be loud and reckless, but rage was her language. Mine was patience, so I studied her routines, her arrogance, her weakness, greed, disguised as sophistication. She thought I was naive. She forgot my parents raised me in boardrooms, not on playgrounds. My father's trust fund had a clause she didn't know about. Any attempt at theft or coercion would trigger a silent transfer to a secondary account that only I controlled. She hadn't stolen my fortune. She had signed her own confession. Step one was to play the fool. I let her flaunt her victory, sipping champagne while I pretended to shrink in her shadow. Every insult she threw, I collected like evidence. Step two was to leverage silence. I said nothing to my husband. I let him believe his mother was untouchable. Meanwhile, I fed quiet tips to the bank, planting the seeds of suspicious activity. I wasn't just reclaiming what was mine, I was setting the stage for a collapse. Step three was to wait for her pride to do the rest, and it did. She upgraded her toys, a new villa, a faster jet, louder parties. She was a peacock strutting toward a cliff. Then came the night she boarded her private jet, flying to Switzerland to finalize her investments. Her last message to her lawyer still lingers in my mind. The secretary never saw it coming. I smirked when the news broke. The jet never made it past the Alps. 2 days later, the bank called me. Her accounts, her assets, her empire were legally tangled in the very clause she triggered when she touched my inheritance. Everything she stole was already registered in my name. My husband stormed into the room, his face pale, his voice breaking. "She's gone. The bank, everything's gone." I looked at him. I really looked at him. The man who let his mother bleed me dry. The man who stayed silent. "Not everything," I said calmly. "Some things were never hers to take." That's when he realized the fortune he thought was secured by bloodlines now flowed through my hands. His empire had shifted, his mother's empire, all of it mine. People talk about karma as if it's poetic, slow, and patient. No, karma is precise, clinical, and ruthless when it arrives. She thought she'd buried me under humiliation and theft. Instead, her laughter became her curse. Her ashes scattered over cold mountains while I walked barefoot on warm marble floors. Her marble floors, I don't gloat, I don't need to. But sometimes at night when the city hums and silence presses close, I hear her voice again, sharp and cruel, and I whisper back, "Karma's a luxury, darling, one I can afford."